Good morning and welcome to another video. Now I'm Andrew, out doing more railway photography, and today I'm just north of Middlesbrough on Industrial Teesside, and it's a trek up the Durham coast. There's East Coast mainline diversions, so there's going to be more traffic along the Durham coast than normal. So come on, let's do some railway photography. Now this is old Greetham station, and there's a level crossing. We've had the Azuma, there's a couple of northern units going to whiz past on this crossing, and I fancy trying to pick out some of this old rubble into the shot somehow, pick up some industrial dereliction. So I've moved up to Crimdon Dean, the Steekley Pier down in the distance there over the sea. And the railway line from Middlesbrough runs up on a ridge to Crimdon Dean Viaduct, but the light is incredibly challenging. It's going to be fairly difficult to get a useful shot out of this. Now we've got a Tyne biomass, Draxter Tyne biomass, but the light is so hazy. Right, I'm at opposite Steekley Pier. The tunnel just in the background goes through to Steekley Pier. And I've thought about framing a shot up using the bus stop there, and it'd make a, you know, with a wall here and the bus stop. Oh, and there's an Azuma going north in a few minutes. So I'm going to change the lenses and see if I can get a shot of that. Hello, hello. Taking a picture of a train when it goes across there in a minute. Right, just heading up the coast, and this is Castle Eden and the North Sea and some post-industrial. Now I'm looking for a composition of Castle Eden Viaduct, and there's a southbound Azuma in a couple of minutes, so I'm going to have a look round. Probably the best I can find at the minute is using this gatepost as a bit of foreground interest for the viaduct and a couple of trees in the background. So let me compose something up. Well, I thought it was going to be an Azuma and it turned out to be a couple of northern units. I've just looked at the timetable and the diagrams. The Azuma's about 5 minutes following behind it, so might just have a rummage around and look for another composition.
You did that on purpose, didn't you?
Yes, you're in. No, you're all right, go for it.
Well, no, that we could have photo-bombed.
You could have done, yeah. In fact, you'd have made me shot if you'd have been there, actually. Then.
I saw the tree and I thought, no, we're not going through.
Right, I'm going to try and compose something with this gateway and see if there's a leading line or some light on it or something. There's a unit and an Azuma, which is going to be a minute, so I'll get the camera in position and try and set that up. Right, so from Castle Eden to Easington Colliery, and there's a fantastic view from the top of the hill overlooking the North Sea. You can see the North Yorkshire moors, and there's a couple of trains due. I think there's certainly an Azuma coming northbound, which will make a beautiful shot. Now, I'm going to steal a shot. I've just been shown a photograph by Nigel of 1Z10 and the Phoenix Railway Photographic Circle of a brilliant photograph he's taken using those two benches as foreground. Now, am I going to steal his shot? Yes, I am. I'm going to steal his idea and I'm going to compose something using that bench, all those two benches as a bit of a foreground interest. See if I can lead the eye to the front of the Azuma that's on its way. Whether I can get a shot with this Easington Colliery lift shaft memorial sculpture in as well as the trains, I don't know. There's a biomass coming up and it's at Hartlepool at the moment. I feel this might just be a little bit of a challenge. I'll have a go at that with a 2-car unit possibly, but it may be something more conventional for the class 60 on the biomass. Right. It might be the yellow brick road. I'll try and use this yellow path as a leading line down to those benches and the front of the Class 60 on the biomass. That's what I'm thinking at the moment. Right, I've come off the top of the hill and I'm going to investigate this puddle or this pond, and there may be a reflection shot. It's unlikely though, but we've got a southbound Azuma coming, and if I get quickly whiz round, I'll have a go at it. Take my glasses off. Don't make me laugh. Right, I got that Grand Central. What I did, got this picture of the Grand Central, and I just held my camera steady without a tripod, and I did a couple of other focus points, especially this sign. I wanted to try and get this sign in focus, this pond of life, and some of the reeds and things. So there's 2 or 3 images there, different focus points, so I'll have a go at focus stacking this shot, and if it works, the usual thing, we'll have a look at it now. A moment ago this car was parked at the other side of the car park, and it all by itself it's decided to go wedge itself in front of that tree. So I'm going to avoid any other cars in this car park, stand on the path, and there's a couple of northern units going past, and I fancy getting a shot of those if I can get the sea in the background. And there's a nice little bridge that see if I can include that with the shot somehow. Right, the next spot is just outside Seaham. Seaham Harbour is just behind there, but there's a beautiful S-bend, and there's a couple of trains. There's an Azuma and a couple of units running, and a cement coming from Unslet. So all these are going to be sort of around this location here, but I'm just looking for the right spot to avoid bushes and find something interesting. But it's a beautiful bend that the trains come around. I've decided to come into the farmer's field and use some of this bramble as a foreground. It was a bit too hectic and noisy on the roadside, And there's a cement coming next, and I'd like to get it coming round that bend, probably the loco between the two bushes, and use this lot as some foreground. That's my plan, and I'll see how it looks. But the very long signal blocks, so it looks like the cement, or looks like the train is coming imminently, and you have to wait 10 minutes for it to arrive. So it's showing it as almost here. Sometimes things don't go to plan. I was so concentrating on looking for the cement coming northbound, I didn't look for anything coming southbound. Whether there's a photograph here, I've no idea. So if there's anything that's come out of that crossover there of the Azuma and the cement train, then let's have a look at it on the screen now. But my composition went to pot with the Azuma turning up. Now you've probably noticed some extra photographers wandering about on this video. Now this is a mini 1Z10 photographic outing. And over there, you may ask, well, check out this Today's Railways edition, and there's an article in here about the photography of 1Z10, and there's some fantastic photographers in here. There's this chap called Andrew Shenton. It says, up close and personal, first place in a competition. Anyway, have a look at it. There's some stunning photographs in here, and some information about 1Z10. Right, I'm just going to check out this footbridge at Seaham as the light is fading, and there's a couple of units and a Grand Central, so time for the camera. I'm going to try and use this bit of the footbridge as some symmetrical something or other. I quite like the look of just getting the camera going down there, and it picks up both sides of the railings and it looks all right. So I'm just going to try and compose that up for the Grand Central. I think I'm going to call it a day. So thank you very much for watching, and as ever, I shall see you on the next railway photography video. See you later. Bye bye.